guys, Matt from Yuba Woodworking here, and today I'll be showing you how to sharpen your lathe chisels. I know it's been quite a while since I've made a video. I've been fighting some illness, but I am back. I am ready to go. Alright, so let's get started. So this is actually one of my favorite things to do when I'm turning, and it actually has nothing to do with turning. It's more turning prep because we're preparing the tools that we'll be using while we're turning. But first, before we do that, we'll have to go over some safety gear. So I've got my gloves that I'll be putting on. You can see that I have some safety goggles on. And you'll also notice that I'm outside and not in my workshop. There will be some sparks. It's kind of bright out here, so they might be hard to see, but there will be sparks. And the last thing that we want is one of those sparks to somehow make it to the floor, land on maybe a piece of sawdust, and light everything on fire. The odds of that happening are pretty slim, but then again, no one ever really plans on an accident. So I have my four main chisels out here. We'll be starting with the gouging tool. So when I do most of my turning with. And Ethan, can you zoom in on the bench grinder? All right, so this is just a secondhand Sears Craftsman that I grabbed at a thrift store, actually. And you'll notice right here, this is a bench rest. We have a bench rest on the lathe too, but this one is a little bit different, and the goal here is to hold the chisel while the grinder is doing its work. We want to adjust it so that, I don't know, if you can you see this edge right here?
Yep.
All right, so we want this to be resting flat on the stone like that, so when the stone turns, it's sharpening this little U shape right here. So to do that, we want to make sure that the bench rest is supporting the chisel at the right angle. All right, we got that. It's always best to check the angle that the bench rest or the tool rest is at before we start. And each angle will be a little bit different depending on the tool that we use. All right, so let's get this fired up. I had just already sharpened this, so I would usually spend a little bit more time doing it. That's good for this one. Next, we'll do the parting tool. This is the tool that we'll use to make lines in whatever we're turning. And for this, the angle needs to be a little bit less. You usually want to have your grinder secured firmly in place, and I did. It looks like one of the screws came loose when I was moving it. I'm going to wait for the wheel to stop turning, just to eliminate any chance of injury. Actually, there should be a good angle there. After a while, you can kind of tell what angle to put the rest at. Get this turned on. You ready?
Yep.
All right. With the parting tool, you want, instead of turning it, because it's a flat piece, just kind of rest it on there and make sure that the stone is hitting it at the correct angle. And that's kind of the same for our main chisel too. You can see that little triangular point there?
Yep.
We want that to be hitting the stone at a little bit less of an angle. Just like that. And this is a bigger surface to work with, so we'll kind of want to drag it across the stone as we're sharpening, then flip it and do the same. And then finally, we'll use our rounding tool. You'll notice that underneath is where you'll sharp, so the flat end will actually be on top. Make sure the angle is right. And once you do that, this should be a lot sharper. When you're using it on the chisel, the flat part will be pointing up. This angled end will be down. So a general rule of thumb is whatever angle you use it on the lathe, that's how you would sharpen it. And you always want to make sure that when you're doing that, don't put your fingers near the wheel. Just general safety rules. Other than that, it's pretty easy. I hope that this was helpful for you guys. And hopefully I'll be back up and running in the near future at full steam and get a couple videos out per week rather than once a month or so. Alright, thanks guys. Take care. This video was helpful for you guys. Hopefully I'll be feeling a lot better in the near future, and instead of doing one video per month, I can get a couple up per week, like is my goal. If this video was helpful for you, feel free to tell your friends who might need help using a bench grinder. Hit that like button, subscribe to my channel if you haven't already, and I will see you soon. Take care.